Trust Crash Course. All right, with John McKeag at Liberty Aid Academy. We're live again. Yes, there is one place where you can get the truth. There is one place where these financial hacks you read about on the internet, are true. Here. Only here, all right? We're the only place posting proof, my outcomes, right? This school is based on my copyrighted written information that I tested myself first, all of it, and then help students with afterwards. My testimonial's up, everybody else is up. All right, Sonny. Thanks. Um, Life has not been treating me or my family very well. Thank you very much. Although some of the outcomes are kind of working. But Tiffany, the goat. uh, you gotta, let's see. You gotta out with the old, in with the new. Some of the old is just, it's just a problem. But anyway, problem solved, and it took some of my time. So it's been difficult with that. With the work, with the school, with the students, with all that stuff, everything is great. We have we're working on a little console. Oh, poor dirt farmer, I love it. Everything's back on track. Everybody's getting handled and stuff like that. I had to do some traveling to help the family out for a week or so, but that's over. Yay. And everything's settled down and everything's good. So, everything's good, Sonny. Thank you very much. I hope things are good with you too. That's wonderful. We're just tightening up some things that we're doing here at the school, and we tried Patreon and it just didn't work. How much longer do you feel we have till the dollar hyperinflation? Oh, what are you planning personally to do soon to be the Great Reset? Oh, I feel the credit system is going to change to Chinese style social. Oh, yeah, no. You know what? Well, it already has. Let's just be honest. And it's not just a credit system, like, obviously you're talking about something Sunny, have a lot of information and unfortunately a lot of experience on. That's a good question. Uh, Boy, let's just, for me, I'm a writer. I'm an accountant. Here's the financial information. I write it out. I present it to people, and then they take that written and video information that I teach, and they use it successfully. That's what I do. Let's oversimplify and say I'm a writer. You know what I'm saying? Let's oversimplify, because obviously I'm speaking. It's a spoken word. It's not just a written word, but let's just narrow the focus down to I'm a writer. It's not possible to put out some of what I've written in America. Just period. It's not possible. I've tried and tried, and every time I try, they shut down the whole business. Everything. Blink. Patreon just blink. Gone like a light switch. All that work, all that time, all that energy, putting everything up there and all that development, all those costs, everything. Click. Just gone. If I teach the debt stuff that I so successfully did and proved for so many years, they will switch off anything and everything attached to me. The powers that be. Switch me off of Facebook. This just any platform that I would present that on. They would not only shut me on that, but they'd kind of like find the trail, because people say, oh, we'll put it up on this free place. Yeah, but how would people know about it? Do you see what I'm saying? I'd have to say, oh, hey, go look at my stuff over there. And if I were to do that on any social media, whatever, I would have to get, let's say it was on Facebook, oh, you have to get a Facebook blah to be on Facebook, and so I get a profile or whatever. they just go over there and click it off, Wherever I would try to present that from, a website, anything, they will switch it all off. Do you see? It's not because people, rightly so, would be like, oh, wow, I have questions on this. This is great, How do I get a hold of this John McKeag guy and do that? Yeah, you see, even in the best case scenario where it's like, oh, just put it over here for free, who would find out about it? No one. And if it were to track it back to me, that's it. They switch off everything. That's what I am finding America is like, and they switch off. They just track you backwards. You know what I mean? The trust is fine. The finances are fine like that. But, getting the word out, getting information out is like a public thing. If you were to try and do it anywhere, I do that. I can't do it. And I've proven with super many testimonials that no, this information is real. I could help people with that and so on. No, you can't get it out. I mean, so question to liquidate your credit cards for cash for business purposes. What is a good method? Well, see, this is why you need to get in the inner circle stuff, Sonny. Was going to be my point. You have to know when you're talking about, oh, when are they going to do these things? They're doing them for a reason. There's a script that's already planned that happens every time. You know what I mean? Like the reset is cyclical. And so we're always in the same time loop. And so the reset time loop ends on the same date every single time. There's never a change in that. And in the inner circle, I revealed that date, when it starts, when it stops, everything, every exact detail to the day. Okay? So it matters for this type of planning that you're talking about. It's like, okay, well, if there's this much time, that matters to when I'm going to mess up my credit and so on. Because what's the worst case scenario? Let's just talk about it. If you mess up your credit, 7 years, it gets wiped clean. Worst case scenario. So, if you have more than 7 years, okay, what am I going to do? If you have less than 7 years, what if you had a whole lot less than 7 years? Time of how much, you're going to need credit for it and so on, and that matters, So, and I can't just give out that date, you have to have all the tools with that knowledge to like win, like to get all these things done, because this you have to look at the overview first. Oh, here's the timeline. Here's who's doing what within this. So you can see these kinds of things coming, Sonny, not just like a one event because of this, that, and the other thing. It's like thumb screws. They tighten them slowly over time. They have like a big move and then they pull back a little bit. No, everything's better. Then they have a big move and they pull back a little bit. But it's to a certain timing and to a certain script, like a player piano script. So that's the main thing to keep in mind. So to get the main details of that information of the time loop and so on, that's in the inner circle. And it's in there with information, a lot of it, that has never once been released anywhere. No book, no by no one. No one has given the exact dates of the reset, for example. No one. This is the first time it's ever been done. So, my point is, I experience Chinese type of censorship. I do. In America, 100% of the time, all day, all the time. I experience that, Other people may not experience that, but I do. So it's sort of like they take segments of the population and they, make them non-viewable, basically, like myself. Even if you're paying, for paid advertising, it still can't be seen. It's radical what they're doing. So I already experience 100% of the day, every day. I experience what you're saying. Will they do that? I experience that 100% of the time, every day. First, get your trust set up. That's what I'm saying. Everyone needs to get the trust set up first. And once you get that set up, you're like, oh my God, this is all real. You know what I mean? Like, So then you can make moves, because you're like, okay, the question you asked about reset, crypto, those kind of things, and the solution is the trust. You know what I'm saying? So you got to get to the solution first and then start doing the things with the trust, to get the things solved. Like you're a prepper, like I'm prepping for the known. What's going to happen, and what is happening now. So you're just preparing for that. Like I was a prepper before, oh, get your credit ready, they're going to be giving money. And here come the EIDL and the, PPP 666 money, and they're coming and it's going to come around again. So they're going to make things worse, and then they'll be like, oh, the government's helping you, here's some more money and stuff like that for you poor people. But these things are cumulative, so you do all this work and you don't have to come up with as much money every month or taxes, and you get time back and so on. So get the save funding and more. Yes, Sonny, exactly. You gotta do this work to prepare for what they're going to come up with next, and they're always coming up with something else. Even if it's a small thing, it's like, okay, but that adds into this, into the next thing, into the next thing. Well, let's get into this trust crash course, Sonny, and I'll take on what you said, and then when we get to the point where it really is meaningful and kind of like the question you asked, I'll go through it a little more then. Okay, so trust crash course. Let's get into it. That was a long lead up. So I'm gonna be on YouTube Live. I am every month, every week. Monday at noon and Thursday at 7. Okay, we're going to keep that schedule just so you know. It's on your calendar. It's when Jack goes live, when John goes live, right? And you can get a hold of me and get your questions, dealt with and stuff like that, right? Okay, so that's twice a week. Now, Liberty Aid Academy is a very unique online school. Liberty Aid Academy teaches our students to radically improve their lifestyle with legal, easy to use financial methods not widely known but proven by testimonials to work for all of our students. Don't you like that? Legal, easy. It really are those things, okay? Our courses all use copyrighted unique material only used at our school. All our students' testimonials have a notarized affidavit proving their outcomes, and testimonials are 100% real by real people just like you. Fantastic, right? So this is what you do. You get your trust, you get your Business Finance 101. They come together in Keg Mastery, and then you're like, oh, Business Finance 101. See, our work is so good, we're not allowed to use the words credit or debt on our website. Or, again, they'd shut our website. Talking about, censorship. And just think about that. Can you please think about that for a minute? Can you think of all the, I'm always inundated by refinance your credit, get your school debt credit. That's all I get, is advertisement, emails, spam. Everything is like credit, debt, all these websites, credit, debt, all YouTube channels, Facebook, everything. Here's how to hack this credit. Here's how to get this debt. I can't use those two words. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, if you think about who's really helping people, you have to look into how much they're censored, And I'm just saying, if you watch it, look at the evolution of my work. In the beginning of it, right when I started on YouTube, right, first 4 YouTube videos I put out. Here's the proof that I beat the banksters, right? Here's my non-disclosure agreements, my checks. I won all the court documents, all the letters, every single everything. You know what I mean? And it was my tagline, when I started, right, I was like, I guarantee to beat any bank or government. Can you imagine? And so, they just started shrinking what I could say over time, because that's what I do. and very successfully, just the years of successes. And the people like, yeah, but you can't do this. What about this? What about that? For example, like the pipeline that got, shut that down up there in the Dakotas. And so just so many things that I've posted proof about. And then I've had to dial back what I could talk about and what words I could use and all that. It's just amazing. So, Business Finance 101 is how you build credit for your trust, like credit card, everything, all kinds of credit. How you do that. It's important to teach that. You could do it. You could use that information for building credit for any corporate entity, but trust has a few more wrinkles that you have to do that are in there. And anyway, it works great. And then the mentor program, it's not on Patreon anymore. The mentor program's on the website. And you get in there, and that's how you do everything. Like, you got the trust. That's the trust 101. I open it up. Now, what do I do with this thing? That's build credit, Business Finance 101, and the mentor program. That's how you do everything. I can't even bring up what you could do on the website. It's like all the free stuff. But I'm going to bring it up here on this show right here, Yeah, Suddy, it's good to have your feedback, man. Thank you. Okay, so you get your course, right? And it's on the right side here. McKagan Mastery Trust over there on the right side. That's what it's going to look like. As student only FAQ, that's, I've been doing this for a decade now. I know what your basic questions are. They're answered in there in a really not waste your time kind of a way. And the community forum, I think we're going to rename that the classroom or something. But that's basically how you ask questions and interact with me and get all your information back. And not just me. All students are in there posting, oh, I did this, and here's my proof, and all these different methods of what? How to use the trust. It's so great, all the things you can do with this from having this trust. It's, and anyone can get into this list of things I'm about to show you right here and do this. You open up your trust bank account. Yay! So, what happens then? Well, then, own nothing, control everything. Oh, I have nothing. I, meaning your corporate entity, the person, the straw man, and so on. People can't own anything. You have to go get a bank account in the name of a corporate entity. Your person, right? You personal account or business. It's like, how about I'm a human? No, we don't do that here. People run businesses, but they're not businesses. So you don't want to have a business type, corporate entity type, a corporation, right? You don't want to have one of those that has taxable consequences, right? You don't want that. So you use this trust for all money, right? Any business can be tax-free. Anyone's tax-free. Nobody can touch the money. It's technically not yours, even though you got a debit card and can do anything with it in a trust. It's not yours. You're just trustee. So, it's not taxable. It's nothing. Nothing. And so now you got two businesses. You got this trust, and you got this corporation called the person. Now that person, you give a great credit report, right? Great credit cards, all that stuff. But no income, no bank account, no nothing, then it qualifies for every government program out there. And there's so many now, like I was saying. You got to set up your trust to qualify for things, and you set up your person, these two corporate entities, to get a bunch of free stuff. You see? Credit, free stuff, everything. Give me everything you got, right? You want to get all the free stuff. So your person, pardon me, your person then qualifies for all this free stuff, like monthly cash payments, cash money directly deposited into your trust bank account. Yeah, they pay monthly money. The government does. I don't have anything. Oh, great. Pay me monthly money. And that also includes monthly food stamps, $250 a month. The monthly payments, they're $850 a month that you may qualify for. Food stamps, $250 a month. That's $3,000 a year. You know, that's less than the cost of all our information, just in food stamps. Uh, and this is great. Get a free cell phone, a free cell phone service. I use it. It's phenomenal. It works actually better than Verizon that I had before, that I was paying for. Their business Verizon, and I just use the free one now. And I'm using the same number that I been using to build credit for the trust. The trust credit is built. It's like, well, that ain't blocking me, so it's great. It's free now. That's free. Internet, free. The government gives free internet. Did you know that? Yeah. Qualify for free internet. Then states and counties have this whole other, depending on where you are physically living, right? They have all these free things you can get too, like free electricity, just a lot of things, okay? I say electricity, but there's a long list you can get locally. Free health insurance, too. Free housing is on the list. As you know, there are lots of places you can get free housing. I teach how to do that. These things are in the mentor program. You get the trust, you go in the mentor program, you go, oh my God, you can do all this free stuff? Yes. Free college. You never have to pay them a penny. And this is not just tuition, okay? Not just tuition of books. It's like living expenses too. Free graduate school. Free graduate school. Free. And we teach how to get better credit. That's right. Better credit. Just look at that list. All you got to do is open up the trust so you get this list of free stuff there. Look at that list. Sonny, I heard some states have EBT for 3 months only. Yeah. I teach that stuff, Sonny. Yeah, exactly. They wouldn't block you, but then you're like, well, I have nothing. And sorry, I didn't fix anything because I'll always have nothing. Everything's in the trust. Is it gaming the system? Yeah. I didn't make this game. I didn't make the system. I'm an accountant. What's an accountant's job? Here's how you give the money, government less money. Okay, I've lessened that to 0. Give the government 0. And not just that, right? I'm an accountant. Most accountants are like, here's how you reduce what you pay the government. Okay, reduce that to 0. But not only that, as an accountant, here's how you get all the money back from the government. That's important, so yeah. Oh, so each state is a little different with doing it, but some states, and this is amazing, like you can find this out in the in our community portal, that like the classroom area where you mix it up, it's free. It's a student form that comes with your trust or whatever course you get. It's great. Anyway, you get in there and you see all this amazing stuff in there, like, so we got 3 years of an EBT. 3 years. Some states maybe you do it in 3 months, but some states are doing 3 years now. Can you imagine? 3? That was a $9,000 hookup in one approval. $9,000 over 3 years. You can go read about it in the community portal from a student. Once you're a student, you can go in there and read about it. It's amazing. Sonny, curious, what's your favorite business credit card you like? My favorite one is Chase Inc. Preferred. Absolutely, that's number one. Best benefits, it's got the most. It's 3% back on online advertising. Who gives 3% on that? Plus, it's a 1.25 multiplier. Once you use your Chase points back in, I'd pair it with getting the Sapphire Reserve on your person, and then you could do a 1.5 multiplier. I always recommend the Sapphire Reserve. It's the best credit card in America by far. Get it for your person, Yeah, it's like $500 annual fee, but you get that back in perks and stuff like that easy. But another main thing about it is that's the best credit card in America, and it's on your personal credit report. So you get everybody else mailed. Every other bank and financial everything in America is mailing you stuff like, hey, we want you to be with us. We'll give you a blah blah discount and X money if you just come on over and do da 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 da. Great. So you're in like Flynn everywhere, getting that Sapphire Reserve on your person, but then also on your business. I would say, by far highest credit limit, best perks, everything. Inc. preferred, Chase Inc. preferred. Easy, easy, easy answer there. Uh, Got approved for Chase, so you can get many Chase cards as well. Yes, you can. You could get have multiple Inc. preferred, for different trusts, for example. So, oh yeah, DD in the house. All right, J Bob and DD. All right, it's good to have you here. Sonny, love you, Jack. Power to the people. Free money for the win. Come on, like they're trying to make all these rules like you gotta pay us, you gotta pay us, you gotta do this, you gotta do that. It's like, okay, easy, hey, easy. I'm not gonna do any of that stuff. I'm not gonna give you any money. Okay, now I'm gonna use the trust as said. Actually, I prefer to hear about all the free stuff you're gonna give me. So let's just roll through that and give me all that stuff. I don't need to hear about your blah blah blah. None of that stuff. Just give me your money. Let's do the money. Did Chase give you multiple credit cards for your trust? Yeah. I love Chase. My next card because I got past the 524. Great. Fantastic. Ultimately, Sonny, you see, you don't want to get a whole bunch of personal credit cards. You just don't want to do it, okay? You just really want to get just a few, and the top ones. If you have long time reporting credit cards, keep them. You know what I mean? That's better for your credit report. But ultimately, you just want like the best Chase, the best Amex, which is doesn't have a high annual fee or anything like that for Amex. Don't get that like that platinum crappy card. Or, that's a charge card anyway. But I'm just saying you get one with like Citi, Chase, Amex, maybe I don't know. Those are the main ones. So once you have those three main ones, you can, keep a couple of your old cards or whatever, and then you got a rounded out profile on your person. Then just, use over time. The amount of years that the account was open just lengthens. You don't need any more personal accounts. You just never will. And then you're over there in the trust credit and stuff. You're using all the business stuff you could get a hold of at every bank everywhere. You know what I'm saying? But it's so wonderful that your personal credit report is just aging with the best credit cards. So everybody wants to give you everything. You see? Yes. It's what you know what's up. It's pretty simple to hack this thing. You got to start with the trust. You just can't do a lot of these things until you get the trust and everything is going through that. Okay. I learned credit repair and just got 12 inquiries off my credit report. Nice. For some more credit card money. Nice. Way to go. That's good. I can't teach that. I can't. My ability to repair credit is too good. I cannot teach it or they'll shut my website, like I was saying before. Can't even use the word credit or debt on the website. It's just unbelievable. So, if you get a little help with the credit repair people because they can use the word credit or debt and so on, it'll help out a little bit sometimes, but they get wise to you. So you got to get over there. You learn how to do this stuff, and you end up not using the person that much. Just its credit report stays static. You have the best credit stuff. It just ages. Don't ever put like high credit limit use on it. Except for cyclically once in a while you put like, oh, I used a bunch and I paid it off. It's like, oh, it went down, but it went up a little higher. Like the person isn't really a thing you're going to do much with over time. You remember, you're just building a credit profile, getting all the free stuff. Keep it coming. That's funny. Yeah, you're getting the idea. Definitely. So more trust benefits. Automatically, right when you open this trust and you start using it, put money through it, you will have no IRS taxes and no IRS reporting forever from that moment on. That's it. As soon as you open up your trust, as soon as you get the EIN, it's automatic. Don't you love it? It's automatic. Then you can do things like, you can apply for like, no state taxes, no other business taxes, no personal taxes, no property taxes. Any property owners getting rid of property taxes is, I mean, think about it. Especially investors. No sales taxes, and just so Google, I can't say these things out loud, or Google will, maybe take down this video, but yeah, none of the jabs, and you 100% get out of, I think you probably say detainment. They physically can no longer physically touch you. That's great to get out of their jurisdiction with this trust, right? No crypto taxes, no inheritance taxes. These aren't all the benefits, what I've just showed you, okay? They're just some of the benefits, all right? We got GD in the house tonight. Freeman, hey, right on. Any thoughts or whatever, just throw them in the chat there, and I'll totally get to them. Appreciate your feedback and comments and your experiences and all that stuff. I don't block people out of doing this. The agents just don't come anymore because I recognize them instantly, and I use them as, a training method. Oh, you said this, but what about this? You see what I'm saying? They can never get traction, ever, anymore. So I just use them. So I don't block anyone out of this live event. No one's blocked out of it. If you start talking, things that aren't real, I'll just explain that, do things that are real. Do things that have testimonials and proof. Do you see? And GD, you saved my life, even though it doesn't look like much has changed, everything has changed. It's just such a sublime message there. And so simple because, see, you're not reporting. You're not, there's no more paperwork. The only paperwork is I'm getting all your money. Yay! It's so wonderful. It's so hidden. The wealthy elite are so smart. They're the ones that figured this out, and they're using it, and all this stuff's hidden. Oh, I'm president, and I can't show you taxes because my accountant says I can't show you my taxes. Well, why can't you show them? Well, I don't have any. That's why. And you could be just the same. You won't have any taxes either. Yay. What did Greg say? Liberty Aid Academy's support has been vital in the creation of this trust. Any questions or concerns? They answered. The whole community has been a big support. The proverbial weight or fear has been lifted, and we will be continuing with all of John's work. Proverbial. It's more like programmed fear, right? That's gone. Because you know the truth now. Yay. Channing, have pastors ever been detained for having the wrong 501c3? I don't know about that, honestly. I don't know. I mean, there's certainly crisis actors that play the role that they get detained and have to listen. Remember the whole, plague, church closing because of a plague. It's like, wait a minute, isn't that when you would go to church? It's like, so your God makes mistakes? Why would I come by your church if your God makes mistakes? You mean God made a mistake is why you're closed. I mean, what? You see what I'm saying? So they fake that, First of all, how would I get a church? You follow me? How would anyone telling the truth actually become a pastor, get a church? How would they do that? That's not possible. That's impossible. How could that happen? So pastors, an interesting name, right? Because, some of, where we find ourselves here, okay? And if you need this information, which everyone needs this information in the inner circle, pastor has a meaning. You're from the past. You know every detail of the time loop. You remember your past lives. Hence the name pastor. Hence you go to that same building that's going to be there. Nothing changes ever, and every reset's exactly the same, and that building is where it's going to be, and you're going to be the pastor. Talking the same drivel as the last time you got reincarnated here in the time loop. So pastors can be detained because they would never sign a trust like this. Not ever, never. You see, they would never do it because that would remove jurisdiction of that would make them not a pastor anymore. That would like stop them in the time loop. Do you see what I'm saying? It would take away everything they had. So they would never do it. They would never do it. They'd never do it. So it's an interesting question. It's sort of a loaded question in there, but Blake, but a really good question because there's some details in there that really kind of bring out the truth. So I appreciate that question, Blake. Um, or who asked that? Channing. I'm sorry, Channing. Channing. Sorry, my bad. That was a good question, and that's the real answer. If someone asks me a question, I give a real answer, and that's a real answer. I don't hold back. Sometimes I have to not say a couple words so YouTube will not, you know, remove the video or whatever. But you know what I'm saying. Sonny, definitely have to get the podcast going. I am going to, actually. Oh, yes. This is going to be very soon. We had a few things to work through here at the school, and we're almost done doing that. And then I know when the time slot is going to be for that, and so on. Sonny, I'm looking forward to that. Because that is going to be more about other people speaking, not me speaking. Testimonials, experience, somebody comes on like, Dee Dee, hey, tell us a little bit about your thing, or whoever's on here. There are a bunch of people with experience on here. I just use Dee Dee because I remembered she's on here and has trust and a lot of experience. But I think the show format would be best served for people if I just help hold the space and allow other people that are doing this work to give them the time to speak about their reality of doing this, because I think that really is valuable to people. People hear from me. I hold down this space on the front face for this, but so many people have done this over the years and have so much experience, and they've just completely gotten to the point where like I don't fear or worry the government. I don't have that anymore. That's gone for them. You see, so they're fine speaking the truth and so on. There are plenty of people like that from the school, and so I want to, that's what the show is going to be about. Mostly focused on that and what the school does and so on. But completely, I think that's the part that people really need to engage in, hearing from other people. Blake, have you done the 508c1a along with 1099A? Oh, what a great question. It's not a 508c1a. It is the trust has 501c3 status. It gets it through the 508c1a clause in the IRS code. But let's not confuse people. This trust has 501c3 status, period. Everybody knows what that means, and that is what it has, okay? So let's just say it that way. 1099As and that whole thing, that is a fake process. And yes, I've done it more than 50 times. I'm an accountant. If anyone could figure it out and do it right, I would be the one. I figured out all these other processes, but no, I've done that. I had stacks and stacks of those 1099s that I've just filled more than 50 times. I did so many. I would do stacks and stacks of them at a time. Like, I don't care. Let's see if you give me nothing. And I did a lot more than that. Boy, let me tell you, First of all, there is a secret trust account for your person, tabulating all the dollars and stuff being used in your name and da-da-da. All that is real because I did connect my bank account to that account. And see, that's what the 33 do. You get in the inner circle, you can read what they are. They don't pay bills. You see most humans, you think they're like you. They're not. They don't live any life like you. They don't have the same they don't pay bills. They're senses do not operate like yours. They have other ones too. Okay? You're up against, there. You got to think of it like this. There are many birds, right? Many types of birds. There are many types of humans too. We're just not told that, but there are, and you have to know what they can do and what they can't do. The financial technology is super useful. It works and all that stuff, but the spiritual technology works hand in hand and helps your financial outcomes, okay? Because you know what they're up to, who's standing in front of you, what they can do, what they can't do. You find out their limitations. Oh, I'm going to use your limitation against you, and that helps me. And your abilities I don't have, I know what they are and how to beat them. Yay. It's important. So, no, Blake, that's fake. You see, and let's just get into this. I kind of do this regularly, but see, the 1099A people and those creatures, they do something different than I do. I'm a human, right? And so I post my proof, and I go, this is how I did that. Those creatures that look like humans, they do it the opposite. They don't have proof. So they go, look what you could do. And they tell you a process. They don't show you proof. And they're on a fake name account like, hey, Dirty Bubble Z, Dongle J, or whatever. Quasar. That's not your name, a number. Just, they're on a fake account. It's not someone real. So there's no, I post my driver's license, my social security card, passport, no redactions, right? I just here's on a YouTube video. Well, let's see if you can steal my ID. Nope, that's fake. Like, everything they're doing is fake. They don't have proof. I post proof, not only my proof, but testimonials of students' proof. They don't even have their own proof. They don't even have their real name, let alone other people have successfully done their methods. No. You see, we're programmed to listen to a good story, but we're not programmed to look for proof first and the truth. It's like, oh, you say blah, 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 blah. Well, I must have missed it in the thread, but where's your proof? You see what I'm saying? Because that's what you do. You'd be like, oh, here's my bills that I got removed, right? Here's the money going in. Just all that proof. You'd be like, there's my real name. You'd be like me. I don't care if you see it, whatever. Look, I won the lottery every year. I can make money just appear. 1099. I just make it appear. You'd have, look at my, I got a Bugatti Chiron or whatever the hell that is, and here's my hundreds of houses, and look, I'm Bill Gates now, and all that crap. That's what you be like with your real name. No, that's fake, man. Come on, don't ask me that stuff. Every time I get on this show, it's about, where's the free money? No, dude. They have government programs where you can get money, you can get that money and teach you how to do it. But you can't become one of those creatures. I connected it, like my personal bank account with my strawman account behind the scenes, got a gold medallion stamp from a bank manager one day. She said she shouldn't do it. I got it, connected it, watch all my charges disappear. I use a debit card, which is blink, go away. And come the end of the weekend, all them reappeared and they disconnected it because I'm not one of them. I'm not one of those creatures that sold my soul. No, I'm not one of them. I'm not one of them. You're not one of them either if you sign this trust. So even if those things are real for them, they're not real for us. What is real for us are the things that I can do. I can prove I can do. And I can prove I can do all these things here. And many students have proof too, getting this, in our testimonials and getting the community portal where, once you're a student, and look at all the proof in there. It's crazy. It's amazing. It's wonderful. It's like, you did what? Okay, and that's the next thing I'm going to do, It's fantastic. So there's plenty of free stuff to get and so on. There's just, you have to look at the logical premise, Blake, of what's at fault in your logical process there. Okay, let's just go over it. Because you're thinking, oh, the government's secretly good. No, They're secretly evil. And if you sell your soul, yeah, yeah, we'll pay your bills. But if you don't, you can't, we're not paying your bills. We're not secretly good. We're just, if you'll be evil for us, we'll pay your bills, no problem. That's what it is. You see? And so, you sign the trust. You're not in their jurisdiction. You can't do those things. And besides, you wouldn't anyway. You're not one of them. You're not one of those creatures. For them, that life is just, they're not like us, okay? They're an eagle is not a cardinal. They're just not. Yeah, they're both birds, but that's about it. You see? You can't avail yourself of their hidden system where you have to sell your soul because you'll get blocked. And that's it. Okay? So it's not, Blake, it wasn't just about you saying all that stuff. It's just, I get this question a lot, and I want to be very clear with people so that don't make mistakes thinking about that, okay? So I want to deal with that properly and erase the program from your mind so you never think that way again, okay? Just look for proof, and if someone says they could do something, show me the proof. If not, okay, well, why wouldn't you be showing the proof? You see what I'm saying? Not only, it's like, hey, I don't have to show you proof. Yeah, no, actually, for anyone to do what you're saying, you have to show your proof. And why? And by the way, why wouldn't you? Are you evil or something? Why say there's a method and not have the balls to show your proof? What are you talking about? Have some courage. Why would you be doing it? So you got to be like, okay, those humans aren't like me, because they're just doing evil stuff. They're trying to send you down a dead end path. They sold their soul, their bills are paid, but they got to make it so your life is screwed up. That's what they sold their soul for. They have to spend their days doing that to you. You see? So look out for these creatures, Blake, and don't let them, get into your mind with that mind game of stories. I have a story, No, show me the proof or no stories. That's it. No, I don't want to hear your story. Okay, so that's 1099 days. Okay, Channing, good. I'm glad I helped with that. Thank you. Sunny, curious, do you feel now is a good time to buy a new car? Crazy, these inflated prices. I mean, it's almost never a good idea to buy a new car. Almost never, I would say. They have used ones. Like, for a couple, like, you could go buy a car that will get you from point A to point B for, couple thousand tops. I know they're out there. Do they look crappy? Yeah, so what? Nobody's going to steal it. Somebody's going to dent you and be like, well, it's already dented. I don't care. That's what kind of car I drive. And a little one that gets good gas mileage. I'll park it anywhere. Like, I go to a busy drum circle, I'm like, I'll just park here. What, is somebody's going to bump into me? I don't, whatever. My ego's gone, right? I serve God. I don't care. I have no, my car doesn't boost me up in any way. It doesn't. It's just, I'm an accountant. It's like, nah, I ain't paying a monthly bill for a freaking, to burn some gasoline. No thanks. No way. No possibility. So, but, there can be circumstances where you could get a new vehicle, okay? There are some, right? Let's just talk about some obvious ones. I run a delivery business, right? That kind of individual will be like, I put 300,000 miles on my last vehicle. I know what vehicle I want. This is the way I do my deliveries. For them, and getting one new, they're going to use it up to the last bit, and they're going to keep it, maintained and so on as they go. For them, it might be, perfect, uh, but, maybe not really, because you could get one that's 2 years old and, but cheaper. But I can see that gap is narrowing. So I can see that. So, well, let me get a new one. I don't have to worry somebody has sort of done something I don't know about in there. And that might be worth what's much less of a premium these days between used and new cars. It could be valuable to them. But for most people, just drop your ego and go get anything that drives and, carries whomever or whatever you need to. It gets okay gas mileage. And most people don't like the car, so it's cheap, like a minivan. like an ugly minivan, or a minivan that's used so many times, sold so many of them, like a little, whatever. I drive a very uncommon car, a Suzuki Swift. I never see another one on the road. But I got it with less than 100,000 miles. It gets 30 miles to a gallon. It got a bunch of dents and looks like crap and whatever, but it gets me there. And it's really cheap insurance. It's not just a car payment, it's cheap insurance too, right? So I look at the expenses of having something. I'm like, ah, can my ego stand not having a badass whatever? Yes, my ego is fine with not having a badass whatever ride. No thank you. I'd rather have more time, more time to go to the beach or whatever your passion is to do that. But if you need a dependable vehicle because that's part of my work and so on, that can be super meaningful. To go get the right vehicle, get it new, get what you need. It can be right for some people. I'm just saying for almost everyone, though, that isn't true. Okay, so I would think of it that way, Sonny. Okay, Toyota Prius. Oh yeah, right. So that would make sense to maybe do that if you're going to use that for a long time. But see, they have a bunch of Priuses out there. So do you need a new one? There's only so much time left in the reset. It's only going to last 11 years from now. So, you know, that kind of thinking. But yes, Toyota Prius, great. What are good? Gas prices going to go down? Oh, temporarily, and then whoop, back up. Right? I know. No, that makes sense, Sonny. Plus, I love, you know, uh, it's a really small vehicle to like, what do they call it? A van life or whatever, a Toyota Prius, but people do it because the climate system works around the clock. It's the only like vehicle that has, heat and air conditioning in an interior space that's in a vehicle that works all the time. Pretty amazing. So, as a small boondocking vehicle, you know, pretty cool for that, but also pretty cool just for wherever you are. Like, oh, I'm gonna go down to the beach for a little while, and it's you know, rainy, it's cold, it's whatever. You're just sitting in there, cars off, it's quiet, temperature control. Hey, it's great. It's warm. It's cool. It's 72 degrees in here. So, no, that's a cool vehicle. I haven't driven it, but I've had Toyotas over years. Super dependable vehicle. Fantastic. Uh, yeah, so I hope you have great success with doing that, Sonny. Uh, Fantastic. Channing, the next Matrix movie should be about the Liberty Aid Trust, I'm telling you, right? Channing. Oh, man, some of the things that, you know, it really, the Matrix is meant to mirror kind of, yeah, I did it first or whatever. I was Neo in the movie, but the thing that it does is show is, what Channing's bringing up is, the trust is the thing. It's not me. It's just because I'm giving the information first, last, first shall be last, whatever. I don't know, you know. Uh, my my responsibility is to get it to other people. Like, oh, I found it. Hey, here. You're not gonna believe this thing. Uh, but that's what happens. It's like the bullets stop. It's like Neil's like, yeah, no, I don't want to play that anymore, and the bullets just stop. Yeah, no, they lose jurisdiction. But it's not just that's the thing in the Matrix. It should be. I agree with you, Channing. That's actually a good idea. No, it extends to anyone that uses these methods. Anyone can do that. You see what I'm saying? And the financial and spiritual technology is already laid out. It's already, I have it. It's already in every course. You're not going to miss anything. You can have all the technology to do all that. That's a really good point, Channing. Thank you for that. Sonny, I feel stacking gold and silver is so beneficial with this runaway inflation. First, gold and silver is never worth more. It's not worth more. That's not what happens. You see, the Gold and silver is just worth how much it's worth. You see, it's just everyone knows what silver is. Everyone knows what gold is. It's a known item. Okay, it has these qualities. That's what it is. Okay, so everybody knows what that is. So that's not changing in value in any way. It's like, do you know what gold does? It makes you live forever. Just eat a little bit of it. That would be a new thing that gold did that nobody knows about. You see what I'm saying? If it did that, it'd be like, oh, okay. Then the value of gold would change. You see? Oh, it has way more value immediately. Because if you eat that thing, you live forever. For whoever wanted to live forever, which I do not. But you see, the value would change. But that's not what happens with gold and silver when its price changes. That's not what happens at all. They're just devaluing the currency. In other words, they're adding more currency to how much currency there is, and that makes the dollar value rise of gold and silver. So you got to think of it that way. So, and I recommend only these types of gold and silver for anyone. Just gold liberties and just silver liberties. That's it. Because we're in America and everybody knows what a liberty is. You know, the U.S. Mint makes them. So it's a super known quantity because what do you have gold for? It's, as I said, it's not going up in value. So, you know, if you want to play like casino and, you know, bet on gold and stuff, I don't, you know, I only recommend that for past, everybody that remembers their past life knows when gold is going to go up and down, the stock market's going to go up. They know every detail. So for them, investing is not, you know, there's no risk at all. Never. But for you, there's risk. You know, I don't recommend getting into risky things. Having some gold liberties and some silver liberties around, yeah, have some. They're easy to hide, right? Because a lot of things in a home are metal. They're hard to find. They also take up a physically small space. And you could get them, change them into cash anywhere, in any country, not just this country. Just go into any coin dealer, they'll give you cash right there. Uh, so they're more for a meltdown situation, you know, where you could exchange them for cash, food, money, you know, whatever on the spot kind of a situation. But you got to think in those extreme situations, food is actually going to have more value than gold and silver. You see, it's just like that. So gold and silver is heavy. You know, I don't want to carry that if things are that bad. Do you follow? But for a little bit, you know, a little bit of that, yeah, that's Surge got approved by the Florida Secretary of State. That's what I'm talking about. Success. Way to go, Surge. Way to go. Way to go, man. I'm stoked for your success. I'm really happy for you. Way to go. Way to share up here. Uh, Sonny, we all know Hollywood is owned by the elites and the money changers. Yeah, yeah. And here's the thing that most people don't know, though. And I'm going to tell you that who can answer this question? I don't know anyone that can answer this question except for maybe me. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Oh, yeah. Up above the world so high, like a diamond in the sky. I wonder what you are. The stars in Halloween, right? I wonder what they are. Oh, you do? Yeah, you should. Yeah, it's pretty interesting what they are. Do you believe in the reptilian race of people, Sonny? Uh, I don't believe in anything. Let's just put it that way. I have experienced things, and therefore have had the experience, and so I know that to be real or not real. I just, I'll look at other proof videos, and I'll look at what I consider maybe as close to proof as possible, and then I'll go try and uh, recreate a situation where I can gather that information myself by direct experience, you know? So I don't have to have a belief. I'm like, oh, that might be true. I have to go check. That might be useful. You know, I'm going to go check that out. So I have seen many eyes flip in front of me, you know, to slits and to go black. And It's not the physical form so much that is the issue, because listen, 8 million six wait 16,000,000 800,000 of them are shapeshifters. 16,800,000 of these creatures alive right now are shapeshifters. That's the number. It's in the inner circle. Okay, but that's the number of them. So they could take many forms. It's not just their reptile. It's more like, that, like a reptile could change its color, but they could change their complete everything. Dude, all the animals you have ever seen alive near you are one of them. Okay? They're here to record and test souls. Okay, those creatures are here as like sort of like a recording device or whatever, to be around you and sort of, you know, record what you're doing and then weigh what you do and your karma. That's what happens to you based on your karma. There's no hidden moment of anything ever for anyone. That's never happening. You see, so it's not that they're reptilian, it's just they have senses and abilities we straight up just do not have. And that number exactly are the shapeshifters around us. And you see, there are only 7,000 real true humans here. 7,000, you see? Only. So people that sign a trust, and so there are only 7,000 humans I could get to. There are no more. There aren't any more here. You see, that can gather this information. It's in the Bible actually. It said only 7,000 will kneel to Baal. There's 7,000 here that won't kneel to Baal, that won't kneel to the devil. They won't do it. I won't do it. And there are others. There's 7,000 here that won't do it. That's the maximum. You see, they maybe haven't been pushed to the situation where the devil is sat next to them and they wouldn't bow. I have. Of course, I've met with the devil next to me. I got my, the day I opened this trust in Chase Bank, the devil sat right next to me and offered me $485 million cash, first time payment and other payments, right? To not open this trust and teach people this, because it was the solution. You see, so, I know the devil's real because it sat right next to me. I've talked to the devil in 20 other physical bodies. You see, it's like the Matrix when an agent can enter another body. It's not so much, that they can shapeshift or they are a lizard. They're not just that, they can be any form. It's what's in them is different than what's in us. You see, it's just humans are sort of like, you think of it, humans as like there are many types of humans, and there's sort of the top form is the 7,000 that are playing this game. The others are just here as a backdrop to help play the game. As you play the game for your soul, they have to play the roles so that everything looks real here to you. It's not. None of it is. None of it's real. All of it's the Truman Show. All of it. From your first breath to your last, all of it's the Truman Show. You see, all of it. Nothing is not that. You see, they're just different than us in so many ways. They could travel the ether, a large segment of them, the same number, could travel the ether, appear anywhere. Just, travel from here to there and appear there instantaneously. I've witnessed that. I've witnessed, these shapeshifters. So many things that you witness once you sign this trust. You experience directly yourself. So I don't have beliefs. I have experiences that are like, I can't unknow, And people that sign the trust, they begin to have these experiences as well. Like, oh my God, So, yeah, they can appear as a reptile easily, and many other things. You see, all these other choices they have in their palette of what to shapeshift to. So that's a good question, Sonny. Good question. Blake, thank you for clearing that up. I appreciate it. Blake, I'm here to answer questions as honestly as possible, and I never mean to hurt people's feelings or nothing like that. I'm just, people ask me a question. They're out there using their time on something. I don't want them to waste their time, so I try and answer truthfully. So I'm glad I was able to help with that. Serge, I see no difference in using the IRS as we use other programs we use. Right. If it works, it works. If not, well, hey. Exactly. 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 It didn't hurt for me to try that 1099A stuff, but I learned a lot of the process that I'm able to share with you from super many experiences. It's like, oh, okay, this is what's really going on. But did something bad happen to me? No. No, that's Serge's point. No, nothing bad happened to me. No, nothing. And that's the point. And a good point. Channing, HHA water kit for cars are good. Man who invented the water kit said they killed me. Yeah, but I haven't done that. Have you done that, Channing? See, you cannot say that unless you can't say, like, I can't let something like that go. You see what I'm saying? You have to have done it yourself. Air power engines are much, turbines are seem like a much more beneficial type of engine to me, you know. Not I'd be cool with the water engine or whatever, but I haven't had a chance to do that. Uh, but I mean, you know, turbines run on air. Like your electricity is created by a turbine for free. Air is the only fuel source. Planes, the only fuel source is air. Helicopters, the only fuel source is air. Trains, the only fuel source is air. Ships, the only trade source is air. All of those things you see rushing by you at all times, or you're sitting in or whatever, they all use their fuel sources air. Air in a turbine. That's all. And that's how they're making most of the electricity. We're paying, and that's why these, jet engines don't have any wear on them. Nothing. They're not, it's just, they make this weird noise. They pressurize the air into a small space, and they have these tuning forks running around in a circle. And, they make, things go fast. It's a balloon, right? A jet is a balloon. It's a pressurized beer can, right? A metal balloon. And it's got these air burning engines on the side of it. They don't have liquid in it, obviously. If they had liquid in it, if you tilted one way the aircraft, all the liquid go there. You're like, and flip over and go, whoop, and flip right over. Went to take off and go, whoop, and flip backwards. Whoop, right back because of the liquid. Instantly explode. Right? Why would they care if they have 1,000,000 pounds of fuel? Literally, 1,000,000 pounds of fuel. Why would they care if your luggage weighs 12 pounds or 13? Why would they care? They wouldn't care at all. Are you kidding me? And they put the hose under a wing, right? And they fill up 1,000,000 gallons into, or hundreds of thousands of gallons into a plane in 15 minutes in a hose that's like this big around. Think of the water. Think of the pressure that would have to be under. It would have to be like under, hundreds of thousands of pound pressure. You put it in the plane wing, you'd shoot out the other side of the plane instantly. Like, pew! There's a fountain going up, 500 feet in the air. It's under so much pressure, right? To get all the liquid in there in that period of time. It's just math. That can't be happening. God, that's in the inner circle too. All the truth is in the inner circle that we find ourselves in because it's useful to know these things, It's very useful. But you have to, Channing, you before you say something is real, you have to have done it yourself, okay? Sonny, did you house hack for yourself? I love watching Nomad. He teaches how to Nomad. Love the idea with the Prius. Yeah, no, happy to help, man. Sonny, I like the idea of buying land in the trust. Yeah, using the trust to buy a tiny home is simple and free. Yeah. Get in the inner circle, learn how to get a house for free with no paperwork and not a penny of your money. That's possible too. Serge, modern scientists claim gold is from falling stars. Nothing can get past the firmament. So what is a falling star, right? Twinkle, twinkle. What is it? Who is it? They say they're stars on TV. You think they make them TV shows and the movies? Where? You think they make physical products in Walmart? Where? Where are they making them? Where? Oh, you can't just say China for everything. What? No. Things are not what they appear. Nothing that you think is going on is going on. Sonny, it's crazy. I was in New Orleans. It got some strange vampire vibes out there. Yeah, I've been in New Orleans. You got that right. Serge, yet I have left me 7,000 oh, you're going to quote. Nice. Yes. Yet I have left me 7,000 in Israel, all the knees which have not bowed unto Baal, and every mouth which hath not kissed him. That's right. Serge is on it. Like I say something, Serge go looks it up, and there it is. Proof, baby. I love it. No, it's amazing that this is going on, and to get every single detail of everything that's in the inner circle. And yeah, it just matches our reality. You can see it in the Bible and other spiritual texts and so on. It's all going to be there, what Buddha wrote, you know, 8,400,000 lifetimes, all of it. Does your wife share the same beliefs as you, Sonny? Yeah, I have no beliefs that she doesn't either. She shares many of the same experiences I've had, but not the exact same ones, all of them, and she's had her own experiences. No, she has the same knowledge I have by experience. And she's kind of pissed about it, let me tell you. She is. Oh my God, should I even say this? Oh, what a good question. But yeah, I'll tell you what, wife has had it with these creatures, has absolutely had it, and she is, when she was young, and she was trained how to use a gun and so on, and wants one again. She just wants to, yeah, on the spot. If one shows up at our house, she just wants to you know, fill it with lead. That's it, man. I'm telling you, that's where she's gotten with them. If that answers your question, and I am absolutely serious on that point, and so is she. I mean, it's I can't, what's those creatures? Here's the thing, the Matrix is a good term, right? It means womb or whatever. When your consciousness is raised to the right point, you don't get to reincarnate. You don't come back in here. You leave the womb. Well, all the other things in the womb, all the other creatures, they don't want you in here. The devil don't want you in here. The devil runs everything in here. You see, runs every single soul. It gives everybody everything they have inside this place, right? Inside this dome prison. A lunatic, right? Absolute. That's lunacy to want to be in here where the devil grants everything, gives everything to everybody. That's lunacy to be here. Lunacy, right? The moon is hell. That's lunacy. Lunacy. So, you want to get out of here. And what happens is the system in the Matrix that exists under the We Be 33, the devil, it rejects you. You are rejected. That's what happens. Like, oh, you know, whatever you want to call it, I have Christ consciousness, God realization, whatever. You get what usually happens at death to people. There are a few people that get sent back into the body, so they have the truth, because the truth sets you free. And you're imprisoned here, like, was I really that bad, God, that you sent me back in and I have to do this even longer? It's like, yeah, you were a big mouth pain in the ass. It's like, yes, I guess maybe that does fit me, but I work for people now. He's like, yeah, well, get in there and do that. It's like, yes, okay, fine. So, but there are only a few people here that have that, you see what I'm saying? And they're here just until the end of their lifetime. They don't come back. They don't return. They don't come back. They've done their time in hell, And the other creatures, they don't want to leave. They don't, they're programmed to just want to be here, So, anyway, yes, the wife has had it with them creatures. And she's reached not the exact spot that I have spiritually, because I'm, come and gone back here, but she's crossed the threshold. Mir Baba calls it the fifth plane. She's not going to reincarnate, but she's not responsible for being the front man or front woman here, and doing that. But no, she's had the experiences and so on. I mean, living with me, come on. So, but another good question, Sonny. That was a really good question. You've had a bunch of them tonight, actually, and I appreciate that. Wow, I'm really going on. This is an hour and 15 minutes. Holy crap, I gotta wind this up. Uh, okay, so Tim Palmer, I opened the trust with IRS and they sent me vouchers in the name of the trust. Have you experienced that? I have not. I have never experienced that, no. And I would love to get an email with a photo of those. Contact at libertyaidacademy.org. Please send us that, Tim. I'm totally curious. The inner circle is, I don't know, 397, something like that. You should get it. I mean, it's invaluable. No one has that information. No one. That's the only place I put it, and it's the only place I'm going to put it for quite a while at least. The people that have gotten the trust that have done this work, they deserve that information. That you deserve it. Like you have worked to get that information. You get the financial information. Sure, change your life, make everything safe, but then learn about reality because, man, it's just if you don't know it, then you have to figure it out all yourself. But if you just know it, you'd be like, okay, now I can put it, to use this knowledge. You see. But Tim, please send us that information. That's I would love to see that. What's that about, huh? Yes, your airplane videos divulge truth. Yippee. Yeah, Channing, you see that. It's good. Is signing the trust a frequency protection? It's not just that. It's complete protection. It's complete and total protection because you side with the actual ruler of all the crystal spheres, right? Jesus Christ, Christ being the title, ruler of the crystal spheres. So once you switch your affiliation, the devil is our adversary, not God's. God's like, here, give him, somebody, a creature to fight against. Well, it's all powerful, whatever. You beat that, you can come home. Oh, okay. You know, but it is beatable. It can be beat. It can be overcome. I have overcome it, and so can you. You just take the first steps of overcoming it. You've overcome it when you sign the trust, but then you experience it. With the knowledge, then you can put it into action, the overcoming of it and the system all at once immediately if you have the knowledge. Nothing is hidden. None of their abilities and their knowledge that they have that you don't, they're not going to have anything that you don't know. You see? They're not going to get over on you anymore, not in any situation, not ever. They're not going to get over on you financially. They're not going to get over on you spiritually. They're not going to get over on you knowledge. They're not going to get over on you action. Nothing. That's it for them. You're getting over on them. And that's the end of their game, getting over on you. The rest, they're there to give you experiences of truth. Oh, I don't know if, like Sonny was asking, I don't know if reptilians are real. Well, no, you sign a trust, so you begin to have the experience of knowing what they are. They're required to interact with you. That's their job, to be here to explain reality to you by experience. You see, you have to experience. They're here to show you reality. You couldn't be that. You see, I couldn't be that backdrop and show you, oh, this is how they work. No, they're here to do that as you exit this game. And here's the thing. You were them. You were them. You were earning your wings like they did. Once you earn your wings, you play the game. You see? Yeah, they're cast out here. Everyone's cast out in here. Then they got to, start from the top and get up to the top human. Play the game. That's it. No, Tim, it's not 177. It's not a monthly thing anymore. I'm not building it anymore. It is completed. The information is completed, so it's a completed course. It's not a monthly thing. You just get in it. You have all the information, and then you can get in the student forum. You have any questions, thoughts, or whatever, and that's where you go in there. And hey, what were you talking about this? And I'm like, well, here's that. You see. We the people create hope on heaven and earth. Yeah, so see, we the people, we be 33, that's the name of the devil. Spin that W, spin the E, it's a 3 and a 3. 33, that's the name of the devil. So, we is not Jesus, you see? If you don't say his name, well, it's not him, right? Ahmed is not Jesus. That's the devil. Ahmed is the devil. You see? It's just one name we get to call out. Just one that every knee bows to. Surgeons, you want to look up this, right? Every knee shall bow, every tongue confess at the name Jesus Christ. It's a spiritual technology left for us. And they can't touch us. It's fantastic to find out how to use that technology in ways to, get free stuff and get them off our back and have them not bother you and stuff and just do what you tell them. Serve as they're supposed to. Can we get unemployment? You have to get employment to get unemployment. So I never get employment. So then I can't get unemployment. So there's a whole bunch of other monies that I teach how to get. Search, Channing. Oh yeah. Can you get unemployment? Oh, same question. Yeah. Yes, you could do that, Channing. Yes, you could do what you just described. But listen, we've been at it. Oh my God, I wasn't watching the time. It's an hour and 20 minutes. I'm going to jump off. Listen, if you don't have the trust, you got to get the trust. If you're not in the mentor program, but you have the trust, come on. If you're in the mentor program and the trust, you have to get in the community portal with all the other students, because that's where it's like, oh, this is what's going down now. I got crypto accounts here, bank accounts there. This is where it's working. Get in there. Read all that stuff. Post your own experience. It's fantastic. And it's closed. It's private. It's just us. Just the students from the school. It's none of those creatures are in there. You gotta get in and share what you're doing and read other people what they shared. Okay? Tim. No, that's the name of the trust. W2. Oh, okay. No, it's cool. Cool. WTP. Oh, all right. John is happy guy. Thank you, Channing. Listen, thank you all for coming. We're gonna get this other show started here. Get their email and so on. Get on the email list and get on our YouTube list. I'll be posting when I'm gonna get the new show up and running. Okay. Thank you all for coming. It's Thursday. Have a beautiful weekend. I'll be on Monday at noon. Okay, Monday at noon. Have a great weekend. Listen, put this on your social media. Tell people you care about this is real. You could change your life and live a much happier life. We're here to help them, okay? Well, Tim, that is the best thing anyone could do for anyone, to send me your prayers and blessings right back at you. In the name of Jesus Christ, bless you, Tim, and everyone on this show here tonight. That's the best thing you can do for anyone. That's only God is real. Serge, you're crazy. Okay, but you're my kind of crazy. Love you. You know what Mayor Mama's quote on that topic is, don't you? And I love it. The normal people are the crazy people, and the crazy people are the normal people. Yes! Anyway, that's such a good one, Serge. Thank you. And I'm really happy for your success doing that Secretary of State thing. Is annoying, takes a while and stuff like that. And when you get it, you're like, boop! Good for you. Really happy for you. And all we touch, right? And all we touch. Ooh, all we touch. Anything that we touches, yeah, let's take it.